The former aviation minister, Kayode, has said the statue of late Madam Tinubu should be removed from Lagos State. The statue of the late Madam is standing at the popular Tinubu Square in Lagos. Fani Kayode's comment came after #Black Lives Matter protesters in the United States of America and other parts of the world pulled down statues of known slave masters. The protesters were on the street to protest the death of George Floyd, who died after a Minneapolis policeman knelt on his neck as he screamed, "I can't breathe." As a way of putting an end to racism and the age-long discrimination between the whites and blacks, the protesters pulled down statues of Edward Colston and others. In his reaction on Wednesday, Fani Kayode said it was time for Nigerians to pull down statues of slave owners like Madam Tinubu. According to him, a nation that continues to honor people who involved in slave trade is unjust and insensitive. He said, now that statues of slave owners like Edward Colston are being pulled down in the UK, it is time for us to pull down the statues of slave owners like Madam Tinubu in Nigeria, a nation that continues to honor historical figures that traded in human flesh is insensitive and unjust. Kayode Tinubu was a known slave trader who used proceeds of slave trade to acquire wealth and landed properties in Lagos. Very charming, charismatic and influential, Tinubu was the link between the white men and the interlands. History says she was very powerful, especially with fact she was married to Prince Adele, who saw her when she came to Abeokuta in 1833. An indigene of Gbagura Abeokuta, Efunporoye Tinubu was the wealthiest woman in Yoruba land in the 19th century. According to history, she was the only one controlling 360 slaves and trade routes with European merchants. As a queen, she was instrumental to the installation of Obas in Lagos. She was said to have helped in fighting against European domination of her people. Since 1852, when she died, Madam Efunporoye Tinubu remains indelible. But Fani Kayode said she should not be immortalized for being the one selling Africans as slaves to the white men during her time. So guys, what do you think? We all know what has been going on around the world, and Fani Kayode is encouraging and telling people to do the same thing in Nigeria. According to the background and history of this particular woman called Efunporoye Tinubu, and that was what she was doing there, and because of the proceeds she got from these slave trades and made her to become so wealthy, because she was the one selling her people to the white people. You know, from history, she was so powerful, she was that, she was this and that, and in as much that has started again in other countries, that is the same. It's time for Nigerians to do the same thing, but I don't know whether Nigerians will be buying into this. So if we talk about this whole thing, well, maybe it will have a significance, but is that going to deal with our own tribalism? Because when you talk about racism in our country, is tribalism from person to person, which is even stronger than what is being practiced over there. When you talk about a white supremacy, when you talk about a difference in color and all of that. So let's hear what people are saying, whether they are going to buy into what a Fani Kayode is saying, because I know a lot of people will come and say, I just want to preempt people, what people could say, that is that our problem? Would that be our problem, or is that our problem now? But let's hear what they are saying. Someone says, woes to evil. It's not slave trade, it's blood money. Pull down the status and lowered it down to lagoon. Someone say, okay, if Fani Kayode wants us to do that, let him lead us to Tinubu Square. And someone say, Abio, okay. I think the onus is on us as Africans to show by our actions that we are totally against the actions of these slave traders. If the status of their European and American collaborators are being pulled down, the government of the day in the state where these statues are located can send a strong message by pulling down voluntarily in support of Black Lives Matter campaign. Yes, it's right. Nothing like slave will remain humanity. Also, Efunroye Tinubu fought against slavery. Without blacks, the Western world would not have achieved what they have achieved. Racism, which is the major concern of the United States of America, has its equivalent in ethnicity, which is our major concern in Nigeria. Our effort should be geared towards a functional society devoid of tribalism, while the pulling down of the effigies solve part of the psychological problem of racism in Europe and America. It does not, but by any means solve the oppressive yoke of ethnicity that is currently bedeviling Nigeria. Let Madam Tinubu's status be. That is the least, if at all it is, among our problems. Rather, let the feudalistic tyranny of the core North domination be dismantled. Some say it is very simple. Fani Kayode should take the lead, start the agitation on the streets, not behind his key pads. And today, our great-grandson is enslaving the Lagos State and the rest of Yoruba land. Like, seriously? Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a blood relation of Tinubus in Lagos. His parents were laborers of their family. A glorified slave. Okay, I agree with FFK. There's sense in what he's saying. People should stop to honor mortal beings that brought themselves to power through wickedness. I will advise to go and read about his father's antecedents. Some of you are kids, then our eye will soon open. In the same way, Ahmed Bola Tinubu is also slaving the people of Lagos, and that is why he's claiming to be the market leader throughout Lagos. FFK, you are right. Not just a startup, but the square should be renamed. This is very good history. Our descendants should hang their heads in shame. God will keep you, sir. Please keep on speaking the truth. FFK, my man, I love you, sir, because you always speak the truth. Okay? I'm sure you guys are listening to what Nigerians are reacting to the statement or the submission of a Fani Kayode. Someone says, therefore, your father, Fani Kayode, power deserves equal treatment for enslaving the whole Western Nigeria through his divisive policy. You, his son, deserves to be stoned. You don't deserve to be living among human beings. The problem your father caused led to death of many people. That's what somebody says here. Someone says, see them, slaves that love their chains, Tinubu goats. Tribalism no good. Will remember your children yet unborn. So she was a slave trader. No wonder her grandson and great granddaughter are enslaving Lagos. It's in their blood. Okay, the scripture says, he who is without sin should cast the first stone. Great grandparents of many people shouting, pull him down today, have committed worse atrocities in their time more than Madam Tinubu. When was the Osu caste system abolished in the eastern part of this country? Using human beings for money rituals is still common in our midst. Chopping money meant to take care of the poor masses under the pretext of plaguing superior politics is modern slavery. Bringing children of the less privileged from the village under the guise of house help to take care of our own children in the city is slavery. Do you know how many souls your grandparents have killed and captured during inter-tribal wars in those days? Even the writer himself cannot beat his chest that his grandparents' hands are clean. He's just playing politics. He simply hates the name Tinubu and is using the head of his co-haters to drive home his points. People who are ignorant of things they know nothing about should seek knowledge before jumping into conclusion. That's what somebody says here. And okay, a response to this last statement says that okay, let's encourage the study of history in our schools. Yes, I agree with him. Say he agrees with Fani Kayode. Okay. Who is judging who here? Do you immortalize evil or we shouldn't talk about it? I don't understand this, your long sermon. Don't immortalize evil and you are there turning Bible upside down. Use your head, my friend. Okay. I support the suggestion. I support not the suggestion. The history has it that when the news of how the slaves were being maltreated got to her, she, Madam Tinubu, made a U-turn and went against slave trade, fought vigorously to halt it, and the white people went against her. That led to her being relocated to Abeokuta, but still she played a major role in bringing the slave trade to a cessation. Even while in Abeokuta, she did all that cost caused her to make sure it comes to an end. I guess they were being lied to for them to begin selling off their people to white people, but she rectified her mistakes by putting an end to it. Okay. So guys, we've heard different things concerning this status. A lot of people have not heard this story or this history, and it's a good one that he brought it out. Whether people are going to agree to him or not is a different ball game entirely, but it's an eye-opener for people to know the history of that Tinubu status in Lagos. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have your take. Thank you.